Good morning, architects. Today we're here to answer a question that's plagued the mind of humanity since Homo heidelbergensis. Just who am I? That's right. Early man's always wanted to know who I am. As should you. Because I'm awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and spend today telling you just exactly who I am. Am I a zombie? Am I a Snorlax?
Hi, sexy.
Am I inverted? Or hey, maybe I'm just your average psychopath. Well, I'm all of those things, and more. This week each architect's going to be doing their own introduction video, and as it's Monday today, that means this video is my one. Welcome to Joe! He's complex, he's romantic, and he has a pig in a jar. And he can be yours for only $29.95. Buy yours today. Okay, let's get the nitty-gritty out of the way. I'm Joe, I'm 20 years old. As you might have guessed, I come from England, no surprise there. And I'm the founder of the AWA. I started the AWA because I don't think fantasy writers are getting the right support they actually need to take on the tasks that they've given themselves. I mean, like I said in my last video, it's easy to find guides and tutorials telling you how to write, what not to write, you know. But the actual emotional support that people need while writing is just not there. I mean, feedback is all well and good, but when you're actually sitting there and thinking, you know, like, I find this really hard, and then you say it to someone like, oh yeah, I find that hard too, that's something we both work on, and you relay these ideas back, and then you can overcome it that easily. You know, it just makes the whole experience worthwhile. Thus, I've made an entire society dedicated to that one experience, because it's that one experience that's going to make you finish your book. Now, before all this, I didn't actually know anybody that did any sort of amateur writing or something, and it was just me going at it alone. So, you know, there was no way to actually, like, broaden my writing horizons, as it were. As a result, it was pretty hard. I mean really hard, as in no motivation to work whatsoever. So then I'd write a bit and I would think, you know what, that sucks, and then I just left it and I didn't come back to it. And you know, in a way it was kind of miserable doing it, so I didn't see what the point of it was, even though I really wanted to do it deep down. And I thought, surely I'm not the only one who feels like this. There must be other writers out there who are feeling like exactly the same way. Turns out there are. And thus, we have the AWA. Yeah! So why do I write? I write because I'm one of those people that is really untalented and can't do anything. And I mean it like, I can't make movies, I can't draw or paint, but one thing I can do is write, and I'm pretty proud of that. And my movie making inexperience should be quite evident by this video. Like for me, I had like all these ideas like racking around in my head. Seriously, my imagination was going bananas like every day. And I needed a way to express what I was seeing in my head. It sounds a bit crazy actually. So I started writing in my first year of university, and I just ended up really liking it. I mean, what I was writing back then is like no way connected to what I was writing now. I mean, it was fantasy, but it was awful, like real bad. And although I could have written absolutely anything I wanted to, like fantasy has always had like a huge place in my heart, you know, because it's something I've always been interested in, and you always get the epic moments in fantasy, don't you? And that always used to get me really excited. So the book I'm currently writing at the moment is called Unbeckoner, or it could be called The Weave. I'm actually quite decided, one of the two. But it's in a series called the Scribe Touch series. It is my fantasy baby at the moment. And you can read an extract just below, if you really wanna. I think it's important to know who or what inspires you, because it's going to be that thing or that person that's going to lay the foundation for your entire world building. Puns intended. And that inspiration can come from the most unlikely place imaginable. It could come from multiple places. They might not even be connected to each other at all. As is the case with the 3 things that inspire me. Thing the first. Tolkien. Easily Tolkien. He is world builder god. To have that sort of scope that scale, but retain the majesty of every tiniest little thing is just remarkable. I don't know how he did it. I want to do it. Thing the second. At university, I do a archaeology undergraduate degree, so that has had an immense influence on my writing, as it's been the biggest passion of mine since I was a wee lad, you know. But there's one actual mode of thought in archaeology that is the most influential of all, and that's called post-processual archaeology. Thing the third. Now the last one's kind of strange actually. It's a video game. It's a game called Shadow of the Colossus, and the main reason that it influences me is because it's done something that I aspire to do with writing, which is have a world that doesn't just shove backstory down your throat, you know, like an info dump type thing. It tells it all through just by being there. You know, you're left to your imagination to interpret why the way the land is, you know, which I want to do in my writing. Obviously I can't do justice to any of them, you know, in this short video. I mean, I could talk for hours and hours on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some links at the bottom, and that can give you a more in-depth description of those three things. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, as I've gone way overboard with the time limit. It's gone on way too long, which I didn't mean it to, but here we are. Stay tuned each day of the week, because we have more architects telling you their life stories as well. So yeah, I hope to see you soon. Leave your comments, leave your questions. We're always going to answer them. See you about.